Audio test, audio test. Okay, cool. All right, welcome everybody. We have two Division D West teams playing tonight. We have Collecting Countless Stars on the left and Maximum Thrust on the right. Collecting Countless Stars has selected Towers of Doom for their first match. And we will see what they have planned for us. Anyone running down the timer and selecting Blaze. Blaze is a powerful hero no matter where you play him. Off lane or tank. Maybe they've done some research, I'm not sure. Ooh, that might be research. You don't typically see first band Li Mings, but I believe that could be a targeted pick. Stukov makes sense. Nobody likes playing against Stukov. And I suppose they didn't want him because they do have first pick over on Maximum Thrust. And the Johanna band coming out. Okay. Insta-lock Junkrat. Very cool. Junkrat, very powerful at poking and booping, and really just a strong hero overall. I really do also like the Sylvanas pickup. May, also a strong hero for poke and disengage. Not going to be the most aggressive, threatening hero in the world, but we'll see what else they have in store. Okay. Zelev picking up the Zool. Looks like he wants to run that heavy double soak on Towers of Doom. And Rhaegar coming out. Rhaegar, a very S tier hero. No problems there. Good slows, good saves, cleanse. Pretty strong picks just coming out. Nothing too crazy. And the Leoric gone. So maybe a prioritization of banning the offlane. Let's see what Counting Stars, no, Collecting Countless Stars does about that. I'm probably going to mess that up a few times. It's okay. Brightwing and Sonya, again, just really S and A tier heroes like coming out. Nobody's picking a Probrius so far. Brightwing, extremely powerful. Good disengage. And Sonya can do. I would hesitate to say she could probably keep up with Zool, especially if somebody ganks Zool at some point. It could be an issue. She's definitely safer. Okay, Maximum Thrust rounds it off with Vala and ETC. I like it. A solid team. We've got nice slide and boop options. A good Vala is a hyper carry, and they've got their macro covered by Zool. Deathwing coming out from Collecting Countless Stars. That's amazing. I'm interested to see how they play this. They kind of have two bruisers with a hyper carry Sylvanas, I suppose. And I don't hate it. I kind of like it. So we will see how this plays out. Nobody going to do any weird swaps? All right, we good. Let's do it. Loading screen. This is where in the future I will have some cool video to play. Maybe some music. I'm not sure which draft. I suppose I think maximum thrust draft is maybe easier to execute, but not by much. Sonya is a very strong hero, and Deathwing I've seen used to devastating effect. All right, let's get in here and see who we have on the left side. We have for collecting countless stars. We have Hoku playing the Sonya. We have Cathazia playing the Brightwing. S. Cypher on the Deathwing. Got some wings going on here. Demon 13 on the Sylvanas. And Django Unchained. What is that? What are you playing? May? Django Unchained, playing May. Maximum Thrust, anyone on the ETC. W-Star playing his... What are you on, W-Star? Vala. The Cutie on the Junkrat. Deliv doing that Zool. He likes the X heroes. And User Error on the healer, playing that Rhaegar. Immediately up top, we have a lot of damage coming out from the left side. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's about as much as you... Sometimes you can get that tower, but that's a good safe trade there. Using that Sylvanas to good effect. Alright. A little bit of poking back and forth as they rotate through. Brightwing comes down, and now we have our Towers of Doom set up, where we will fight, typically fight over the bottom lane, and have Zool and Stanya up in the top and middle most of the time, fighting over who can clear minions faster. Both teams opting to take their own camps pretty safely. Good to see it. Good vision control going out by Django Unchained and by the Junkrat on maximum thrust. No surprises coming in for either team. Oh, a big slide in. I think he'll be okay. Oh, anyone taking a little bit of damage, but he'll be okay. Both teams poking into the sapper minions at this point, trying to destroy them before they can get to the forts. Both teams seem like they're successful. Good boot by the Junkrat. Let's see if they have the follow-up for it. May is notoriously hard to kill in that situation due to the ice block, and User Error goes down. And a big fire coming out. Oh, not quite enough flame to get it done, but ETC does also fall. So some siege damage is going to come through here on the bottom lane for collecting stars. In the meantime, Zool's doing Zool things and Sonya's doing Sonya things. I'll try to catch any interactions with them if I can. But for the most part, I think... I'm not sure if either one of these... Maybe Sonya wants to fight Zool at some point. But I'm not really sure about that. Some more brawling going on. Lots of brawling. Ooh, ETC goes for a slide. Just misses. Collecting stars is putting some heavy pressure on the top right here on Zeliv. Let's see if they can cap this before they get support. It looks like they may be able to. Yes, that's hard to deal with sometimes if you don't see that coming. So they're able to secure that one. That thing flies down. But they did trade, I suppose, so... It will be... Yeah. 2 towers, 2 shrines to 1 in the early game. Usually not a game breaker, but it is an advantage. ETC taking a lot of damage. He's just barely staying out of it. Okay, he's survived for now. Will they be able to re-engage? They've lost the wall bottom. Deathwing is getting very low, though. And when he is low, he has way less armor. He's very susceptible to dying. He does seem to get out of that one, though. Demon 13 also low, also escaping. All right. Oh, shoot. Trying to look at some talents. I forget the... there we go. Let's look at some talents here. While Maximum Thrust gets that, and while we continue to trade double soakers up here. Let's see if I see anything that we have got an auto attack Vala. I like it. Like the very ballsy, very aggressive. Oh, anyone is deep. Gonna have a hard time getting out of that. In the meantime, I'm gonna go zoom out a little bit more for these fights. We have Sylvanas going for kind of a mixed build with some some spell power and a W build coming in, or partial. I like that kind of hybrid build on Sylvanas sometimes. And Sonya going for, yep, also a hybrid build, survival, not going too heavily into the pictures. Vacuity getting caught out a little bit there. I missed how that got set up, but maybe just some rotation. Collecting Countless Stars is closing in on level 10. It will soon be quite difficult. Zelev stealing this camp from Hoku here. Maybe Hoku knows, maybe not. I think we'll see how much value they're able to get out of that. In the meantime, level 10 has come through for Collecting Countless Stars, and it's a pretty big... Oh, a beautiful mind control comes through, and a beautiful cleanse. W-Star sidesteps. They've got a good trade coming through here for both teams. Even level 10's down for Maximum Thrust. Yeah, so what I was going to say was that it was going to be very difficult. I guess it's still true, because it's going to be difficult to hold this bottom fort going forward with so little health. So maybe Collecting Stars can kind of wait on that for a good time to take it. And Maximum Thrust is going to just really have to maybe begin to get aggressive once they're 10s here. They don't seem to need to wait till 10. They're getting aggressive right away. And now the 10s have come through. Riptire coming out. Riptire, Poison Nova. We've got Ancestral. And Vala is holding off for now. We've got Mosh Pit coming through. On the other side, Collecting Stars, we have Blink Heal, Mind Control, which we've seen already to effect. Bellowing Roar, Avalanche, and Wrath. Wrath of the Berserker, opting not to do the leaping leaps. Wrath of the Berserker is pretty good on this map, in my opinion, purely because you can, in the later game, really... Oh, a beautiful mosh coming through by anyone, but there's not any follow-through coming through. Maybe he's just trying to stall. But Deathwing is the king of stalling point control maps. And a big Bellowing Roar hits several people. Poison Nova comes out, hits doing a lot of damage, actually. That Poison Nova did quite a bit. Valley gets Avalanche to safety. It is only Sonya down for now, and Collecting Stars has less health. So for now, it looks like this point might be Maximum Thrust. They held off. Oh, the good mind control comes in. Let's see if they can follow it up. He just skirts by again. Just barely skirts by. But those mind controls are deadly. They are coming through to great effect. And Zul says, well, we're going to go back to soaking. And Sonya thinks that as well. What I was going to say is that Berserker Sonya can, with like one wave, maybe two, just basically knock down an entire fort, given the chance. And it helps her just really be a threat on the map for PvE purposes, as well as just being good damage in a team fight in general. Anyone thinking about engaging that, but then again, not. Oh, do we have a... No, Zelev just taking this one again. Maybe trying to whittle down this top fort. Eventually, if you can whittle this down throughout the duration of the game, sometimes you can turn that into a 6-cap later, or at least pressure but you really need to get the wall down at least. And, you know, if Sonya's just going to clear this anyway, it's just worth the experience, which you may have lost the experience anyway from not soaking this. So I don't know if that's worth it or not for them, but that fire is doing a lot of damage to the back line there. Anyone gets a pretty good mosh there, but again, there's just not really anything to turn that into kills. Brightwing keeping those health pools alive and healthy. They are going to lose this fort. It is unfortunate timing due to the channel that just came up. Very good. Deathwing comes in the back, but he is getting low. Donnie is the first go down. We have a lot going on here. Deathwing is trying to avoid getting popped by the Junkrat and the ETC, but he does go down. Maximum Thrust controlling this team fight, it looks like. So they lost the bottom right fort. They will shoot fewer shots here, but they did. I mean, it's a good swing for them because if they'd gone the other way, it would have been quite a few points that they would have lost. I think that they will need to continue winning team fights because collecting stars is... they seem to be threatening a little bit more on this bottom side more often in the PvE, and that comes into play quite a bit. But so far we have a pretty even game going on. Maximum Thrust edging out the experience just a little bit. Riptire just searching. Oh, so close. Well, anyway, it was a scouting tool. What's going on up here? We have Zeliv. Oh, he can take that. That's fine. Oh, no, he can't. I'm sorry, I missed how that gank went down, but yeah, collecting countless stars decided to. They're just gonna manually do it up here. Maybe trade. They may be trading here. Probably, surely. Typically, I would say bottom is more important. However, this late in the game, I think, I don't know, it can work out because they have to send somebody to go deal with that, and you'll be even. They will have to watch out for these three sappers. Okay, they froze the sappers. My sappers went through. Okay. Anyone with a good mosh there may try their best to bend that push off, but not quite able. In the end, getting mosh pit, dance partied. All right, and a triple objective up. Unfortunate timing for collecting stars because they do not have their May, and it's a triple objective. But yeah, so Zeliv's just gonna be annoying and poke that for a bit, while Vacuity and Use Your Air get this. We've got quite a fight going on up here. Again, Zul is getting some poison value out of these ults. You don't always see that. Sometimes, you know, people go between the lines and it's a little easier. Sometimes you dodge them, sometimes you don't. Zell does get popped. Anyone maybe just escaping. Sonya getting popped as well. It is a 1-for-1 so far, but collecting stars does not have the health pool, I think, to... W-Star does chase that kill down. Let's check some stacks here. We have 234 for Vala. I don't even know what stacks are. I guess that's good. I have no idea. On the Rhaegar. And Maximum Thrust decides to go for the boss instead of trying to defend the bottom fort that they had previously taken. It is getting down in the shot count, so 4 shots, you know, if my math is correct, is, you know, 1/4 of the shots that they have left, basically. Maybe that's worth it. Probably is. They will have to retake this in the future if they want to control that lane, though. The experience is pretty even so far. It's not too far off. Let's look at some of these other... Mind Control coming in. A very aggressive Sylve positioning, though. That may cost Sylve. Oh, Brightwing comes through just in time. Riptire coming out trying to find that kill. May with a 3-man avalanche into the fire. Sylva's getting healthy enough to maybe come back in. Sonya gets deaded in the back. Sonya's having a little hard time in the back line there. This game, it's I think she's getting in there doing the dirty work, but taking the brunt of it as well. So that will be a camp for maximum thrust coming through, and 2 shrines in 15 seconds. Again with the death timer, they're having to 4v5 fight this. Countless Stars is having to 4v5 fight this, excuse me. And yeah, it could be a little rough. A little rough. They're gonna have to poke this for a while, I think, without dying. Bottom goes through for maximum thrust. So top is the contested area for now. Okay, single person mosh. Going through. Oh, Brightwing heals are huge, but it is not quite enough. So much damage coming through there. Riptire seeking, searching. W-Star, nope, he's, Deathwing is doing what Deathwing does best, which is, well, it's one of the things he does best, which is be really annoying, and you have to form a perfect equilateral triangle to avoid getting interrupted forever. It's funny. But they do that, so they get the shots. It is closing in on last chance fight for collecting Countless Stars. They would like to get 20 before they do that fight, I would think. So we'll see how quickly they can get 20 before an objective comes up that threatens them. Boss won't quite do it for maximum thrust, but with that bottom left fort, or keep, I guess they are in Towers of Doom, then they could, all they need is one more channel, basically, as long as they have that. Deathwing sneaking up here. It's going to be hard, though. I don't know that they really can get that top right keep. At least not without sending several people. And he is in danger of getting ganked here, actually. Let's see if he sees it coming and flies away. That Zul root will have no effect. He will just walk out with the armor and no problem. And actually, as long as they're able to take this in a timely fashion down here, they will be able to take their keep back. They're still in danger of getting one shot, though. But luckily for them, it is a single target objective, and they are level 20. So collecting Countless Stars will be able to find their final, or maybe their final, or at least last-ditch effort fight on even ground here. This is their chance right here. Bring the game back. Riptire doing significant damage. Zul, poison coming through, doing significant damage. Hoku has to back out a little bit. Avalanche pushes 2 maximum thrust players away. Riptire coming out again, looking for a kill. This could be dangerous if he finds Hoku. Okay, Jingo and Chain surviving. The health bars are just not quite there, though, to stop it. And I believe that will be it for game 1. Well played. Maximum thrust. And, yeah, that was a close game until it became a breakthrough. So, very good. See here. Very good play from both teams. I think I'm not going to say too much about talents. Like I said, I think the Wrath of the Berserker stuff is pretty good. But it's, you don't have that leap mobility, and I think it's better as a PvE tool on that map in particular. But I don't know. What do I know? Mind controls were very good, actually, from DMN 13. Those mind controls were coming through, but just not quite leading to kills. I think maybe they were lacking on collecting Countless Stars were lacking on just that last finishing touch on kills. And meanwhile, maximum thrust started coming through with stacks on the Vala started to become really dangerous with that Mana Core. Mana Core is just gonna shred through Deathwing anytime she even looks at Deathwing. Zul getting a ton of value through the Poison Novas as well. and some good moshes. Yep, overall, well played. Let us see how this continues. And we'll pull up my little controller here. Oh, there we go. Overall, I think that was a pretty even exchange. Towers of Doom can become a slippery slope as you start to control the forts, and um, there were some times when collecting countless stars couldn't quite contest because they had lost just one person, and the death timers lined up with the objective timers. That happened at least a couple times. But the fights themselves, I think, were pretty even, especially in the early to mid game. So I'm excited for uh, a comeback game here. Um, and it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, collecting countless stars has chosen the map. Yes, and they have chosen Infernal Shrines. So, uh, sorry, first time cast, trying to figure out the controls on all this stuff. Wrong portrait for our team. Oh. Apparently I have the perhaps have the wrong portrait for maximum thrust. I shall fix that as soon as he comes back. Oh, I need to be swapped. So anyway, Infernal Shrines coming in, and in my opinion, it's probably, well, it's definitely a favorite, if not the favorite for most players. Um, Lots of options in what you can do with it. It's a pretty strong objective, but it's not so strong that you can't have other options for maybe pushing against or giving it in strategic times. There's a lot of really cool heroes that are good on this map, that are particularly good on this map because you got to kill the little monkey deals for the objective. And zone control can be pretty key. So I expect to see quite a different draft from both teams. I would, or at least probably some different assassins. Um, if not the off lanes. The off lanes, I think both could probably work here. And wrong. Oh shoot, I did put the wrong winner. My bad, my bad. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Here we go. I have the correct winner there now. If not the right icon, I will try to fix that. Let's see. That is the one that they have for the current season. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to get with everybody after and set that logo right. But for now, we have a Stukov band coming out on the side of Maximum Thrust. Don't want to see that Stukov. And a Hogger band coming through for collecting countless stars. Wait. Yeah. Hogger, very, very good on Infernal Shrines. You can get the infinite bounce, essentially, lots of armor, zone control, and Hogger's just kind of a beast anyway. And just particularly annoying to face on this one. Blaze coming through. Blaze, also S tier, offlaner, pretty good tank too. Very good on the shrines with his burn. And zone control from oil. Okay, Stuka or Johanna band coming through. Don't want to have that. First pick Junkrat once again. Maximum Thrust really liking that Junkrat. Going for it right away once again. Let us see the response. Collecting stars. Deckard coming through. Zone control. And May. Very strong zone control. Excuse me. Heroes. May, lots of Blizzard power. Lots of zone control. Very difficult to kill. And Deckard can root and slow people into oblivion. Although I will say, so far, Maximum Thrust does not care too much about being slowed or rooted because they are pretty mobile and pretty able to avoid some of that stuff. But they do still have to pick a tank and a healer. Probably. We'll see what they decide to do into the heavy zone control from Deckard and May. Brightwing being banned. Brightwing's just super strong. Yeah, I don't know much to say about that. Polymorph OP. Yeah, Leoric being banned as well. Leoric, another one. Lots of offlaners that are good on this shrine being banned in this ban phase. Leoric has a talent that will do bonus damage to minions and monsters, and it counts for the monkeys. So Leoric swipes and, yeah, I mean, basically one-shot entire groups of them. Okay, Sonya and Tychus being picked up. Hoku liking the Sonya again, and Tychus is one of my personal favorite assassins on Infernal Shrines. I'll be interested to see the type of build and playstyle that as Cypher goes, but Tychus is, with Odin and grenades, really can take control of the shrine and make it very, very difficult to push in on him and win the race in general. If you pop Odin, at some point, for that duration, it's very difficult to race and push into that. On Maximum Thrust side, we have Anduin coming through and Varian, assuming it's a taunt Varian. This gives them, it gives them a pretty straightforward way to engage a target and either pop them with Maybe a mind control, maybe a Junkrat bomb. We'll see how they play that. Or just a simple taunt into a root from Anduin with some damage. Deathwing coming through as well. Liking the Deathwing. And, yeah. Deathwing also can burn monkeys pretty quickly and has good zone control. So, I think we're set up for a pretty good match. I wonder... yeah, I do think I favor collecting Countless Stars. It just seems like they have more heroes that are specifically good at this map. But it's a slight advantage when it comes down to team fights, so we shall see how it shakes out. We have anyone on Varian. Vacuity on the Junkrat once again. User error playing the Anduin. Zeliv on the Diva. And W-Star AFK report please on the Sylvanas. Over on Collecting Countless Stars. Hoku on the Sanya once again. Katazia on the Deckard. Django Unchained playing that Mei. Demon 13, and please tell me later if it's a better way or different way to pronounce that your name. But on the Tychus, very strong hero, and S Cypher on the Deathwing. And here we go, starting the poke battle and the vision battle. Anyone is a glorified minion at this point, so we will see how. Oh, Junkrat with a good boop. Django Unchained able to get out, no problem, losing a bit of a health pool. But Tanya was the first up here. Maybe can get a lane priority presence, depending on how they want to play it. Django Unchained messing with the rotations from Vacuity and successfully getting the kill. And they go aggressive. They decide to go into the bush. Are they going to wait for the pop and maybe get a kill? Very interesting. It has pop. Anyone is going to look through, look around. Tanya looks like maybe doing a little double soak. Maybe sharking around. Maximum Thrust being quite careful there, but not careful enough, it seems. I think they thought maybe something was up, and they were reluctant to go look at that camp, but W-Star just getting a little too close and getting slid on there. You know, all in all, though, very good play by Collecting Countless Stars. They're feeling aggressive, feeling they want to take control of this. I will say, in the meantime, though, the experience lead is currently just ever so slightly in Maximum Thrust favor. That can... Oh, nice kill on the Anduin by the fire and the lockdown over here. And as I said, the experience is already caught back up. This early, these differences are not too... I feel like it's more about sending a message and getting structure damage. Any structure damage you get here is really good. Nice slide, nice stun. They have all the follow-up, but it is the tank variant, and yeah, not gonna quite fall to that. Right in front of the fort. Maximum Thrust looking to aggress on this with their Junkrat point control and Collecting Countless Stars. Yo! The Tychus just barely escapes. Anduin pull comes through. W-Star gets blinded. There's so many low health pools on both sides. Hoku has come down to try to finish off. They are not able to quite finish off a kill. And currently, Diva is kind of just shooting things. It's just up here shooting things, getting structure damage. So it is unfortunate that Collecting Countless Stars wasn't able to get... Nice dodge there by Django Unchained. Not quite able to get more than just this camp off of that engage, because I think Diva kind of got the better of the experience and the structure off of that engage. But here we go on the first objective. Let's see how they both play it. A little bit of poke back and forth off of the objective here, while Zeliv just groups them all up and shoots them down. Pretty good strategy. No distractions for the Diva. As long as the enemy plays nice. And Maximum Thrust 4-man can kind of distract him. But It looks like Collecting Countless Stars sees the game, and they're in on it. They're looking for a fight. Here comes Django Unchained with the ice boop from the Junkrat, and Deathwing flies in. It looks like it's a taunt going through on Hoku. Hoku backs out. Is he going to get away? Yep, just barely. Diva Bomb comes through. That will likely secure the objective. Yep. Pretty good control over the objective there. They got the lead early, about a 20 lead, and it just Collecting Countless Stars wasn't able to push in on that lead just yet. But it is early, and it is an arcane Punisher, so it's it is something that you can deal with without losing your entire fort most of the time, unless the enemy is just able to really stack some DC on you. I would like to see some more attacks going through on the Punisher itself, though. Tychus getting taunted, but is going to be okay. Punisher's going to jump again on the Deathwing, which he can take it. Punisher's still not down. It's just getting burned very slowly here. It does finally go down, but the fort took quite a bit of damage. It's usually, I don't know. It's usually the wall if you're able to defend it quite well. But at least they did save it. They did not lose the fort, and it has half health. That won't be super easy to knock down. Both sides thinking about their camps. Maximum Thrust being the first one to do it. Let's check in with our offlaners. They're ignoring each other for now. Going about their business. Some more brawling going through. Junkrat just being a bully. Shooting bombs into stuff. And it looks like Maximum Thrust is going to aggress into this camp and use the Junkrat control to say, well, you can't really get on this anymore because I've got a bomb. Yep, they have Maximum Thrust has eked out a little bit of a lead in experience as well as structure damage. But it is still not insurmountable. It is the kind of lead that you have to be careful with because it can change in a heartbeat. Very good slide, and oh, that unstoppable. I suppose that was a leap of faith. Unstoppable on Sylvanas there definitely saved W-Star's life. Right there, that was very good on user error. Collecting Countless Stars has the better health pools here, and they have the same numbers. Let's see how it goes. Taunt going out on May. May is going to be fine there for now. Maximum Thrust does have their level 10s, though. So, yep, here comes a Riptire. And they're just going to not want to get hit by Riptire. But nobody's started the camp, so we're basically just still brawling. Which is fine by me. Lots of action. I suppose I should show you guys the talents. I'm not going to talk about them because there's just too much action on screen, but you can look at them. I will talk about them a little bit. Stay a while and listen. Commander Odin, yeah. Roar, Avalanche. Oh, we got Leap this time from Hoku coming through. Interesting change from the previous build. Anyone getting a little caught, but I think he's going to be fine. He's getting out with that shield and Anduin. Some more Siege coming through from Maximum Thrust, though. They are... Oh, nice mind control. I don't believe there will be enough to follow through that, but a little bit of damage. 15 seconds on Shrine. Hoku is getting some catch-up experience here for the moment. On the other side, we have Shield Wall, which is the Protect, I suppose, right? So that you get less charges, but you avoid spell damage. Probably a good thing against the Deathwing. Light Bomb coming through. Oh, W-Star just falls. Riptire going through. Going to get popped early. User error on 20 health. 27 health. Oh, the Tychus Grenade pops it. It is mostly a Tychus Grenade build, by the way. This is my favorite build with the Master Assassin and Odin. Anyone getting burned a little bit by the Tychus? That Protect may... No, the Root secures that kill. Lots going on there. Meanwhile, at the top, we have just a straight-up 1v1. A little race, competitive race on who can kill most monkeys. I think Diva... Yeah, well, Diva's definitely winning this one so far. And with the bomb, it'll help. There weren't that many... Yeah, got about 5 or 6 there. But yeah, Maximum Thrust is definitely ahead on this one. What else do we have? Bunny Hop from Diva, Mind Control, and Light Bomb. All right. I like that. All looks good. Leap coming through. Oh, the boop! Right on Hoku, unfortunately. Both assassins. Oh, okay. What killed you? What killed you, Sonya? I guess the unstable poison or whatever from the Sylvanas. I thought you were out for sure. But yeah, it will be a Mortar Punisher now for collecting Countless Stars to defend. They will not be able to defend this fort, but it's it won't. It's still early enough. It shouldn't be too terrible to defend at the keep. And they are getting aggressive with, in the meantime. I think this is smart. As long as you can kill it quick enough and then get back, this gets you some advantage, and then you're still able to defend what you need to defend. So, not too bad. Good decision. That mind control going through with the boop. They seem to have practiced that. That is unfortunate, Hoku. That was a good play, and you got caught by just the tip of that mind control, too. So. Jingo Unchained catches the Sylvanas. Let's see if Sylvanas has a way out. Probably not. Yep. Nice avalanche kill there. As Collecting Countless Stars cleans up the rest of this Mortar Punisher. But not before it did, significant keep damage. But as long as it keeps not dead, then it doesn't really matter that much. At least in terms of passive pressure. You don't have the catapults coming in anymore. But this will be a weak lane for them. In fact, yeah, they have all weak lanes except for mid. Mid is even still, but they have Katas on the top. Collecting Countless Stars, rather, has Katas on the top, pushing against them, and on the bottom. That they will have to sort of every now and then think about. For the most part, they are keeping up in experience, though. Maximum Thrust still just kind of exercising their point control with the Junkrat. Yeah, just basically saying you can't come and contest any of these because we can just boop you over. Some positioning here, some dangerous stuff going on. Everybody's looking for each other. Everyone's looking for some way to catch somebody out. We have all 5 of Collecting Countless Stars here. Diva catching a little bit of experience up here. Maximum Thrust splitting off to do some camps. And yeah, it might be a little bit of a lull as happens in this map when you're just waiting for the next objective. And there's no camps. But Collecting Countless Stars smartly taking a little bit of what they can here. They will need to be careful, though. I think Django Unchained is anchoring that very well, but still, they're able to get out in time. That's very good. That's always a risk when you try to take something like a wall, and then if you don't quite get out in time. But they did a very good job of that. Anyone looking to be aggressive and kind of searching for people, Diva is Diva's Diva. It's gonna be really hard to gank this. It is possible, but it takes quite an effort. Some more siege going through. Maximum Thrust. Riptire. Riptire didn't get that much damage, but yeah, they're just kind of chipping away at the defenses. Here comes a taunt. And a light bomb and bunny hop. Jingo Unchained is in the back line with low health, but an avalanche comes through, so we're swapping. Jingo Unchained goes down, but the swap and the bellowing roar takes out the Anduin. Anyone is able to escape from that, so we have still a 4v4 as the shrine pops. So this will be a highly contested one, I feel like. As Cypher going aggressive. They're tired of Junkrat stealing all the... I mean, at least Junkrat can't boop Deathwing off of it if Deathwing can get on it safely, which hasn't been the case, but in that time, Deathwing was saying, yeah, you can't boot me off of this, we're good. And Collecting Countless Stars gets a lead in the early portion of this a slight lead. Diva did steal a few there, I think. Taunt coming through. Oh, and Sonya gets popped. W-Star is super low, but he will survive with like 180 health. A Riptire coming through on some low health targets. It's going to be hunting. Oh, it got canceled up here by Django Unchained. Very nice, very nice. That may have saved a life there, and it almost very nearly got the kill. This fight is all over the place. Currently a slight lead to Collecting Countless Stars. They don't have too heavy pressure top lane just yet, so they have time to fight this. Mind control. That's a huge mind control on Deckard. And an avalanche comes through, but it was not in time to save Deckard, and it looks like... Yeah, it looks like Maximum Thrust is... Oh, Deathwing flies in, looking to change. W-Star gets out with... What was that, 50 health? 56 health? Oh, man, I feel like there's so many times that Collecting Countless Stars has just barely not gotten a kill. This game and last game. But a kill it was not. W-Star escapes and gets healed up, and they have secured the objective. So this one is a Frozen, often considered the most powerful of Punishers, and I mean, it is. If it jumps on people and freezes them, then they could just die. Deathwing is immune to the freezing stuff, but Mei is currently not. Mei is getting chain CC'd, and probably, yeah, that's basically every CC in the book. I believe the Unstoppable got burned through too quickly. Maybe by, I bet you he went Shattering Throw. Indeed, Varian Shattering Throw just deletes the Mei Ice Block if he's quick with it, and yeah. Punisher's pretty healthy. It may jump again pretty soon. Collecting Countless Stars doing the very best they can to maybe do a Spartan defense here in the corner. Bunny Hop being very annoying. Pushing everybody off with the bomb. And they've still got a 60% health Punisher moving in on the core. Cypher trying to burn as much of it as he can without dying. Cathazia survives being tank Deckard over here with just self-pot just at the last second. The Punisher is after the Deathwing, and that hurts. 40 health, 30 health. Oh boy. Sylvanas does fall. Deathwing from the fountain using fire to kill the Punisher, and they do defend it. I am impressed. I kind of expected that one to go poorly based on how it was looking in the beginning. But defending that at this point is very, very important. Oh, nice taunt. That's probably going to be a kill. It's hard to... Oh, they do trade it. They trade it for now. On the backside, if they can get out, that's a 1-for-1. Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, that was a 1-for-1, and Sylvanas died earlier. But anyway, yeah, no, that defense means that they can reach level 20s and fight on even ground for the next engagement. And really, it's anybody's game, I think. I mean, Collecting Countless Stars has a lot more structure to burn through, but late game Punishers, if given the right amount of kills, you can push through everything. You can push through absolutely everything, especially if we see Big Red Button, and Tychus is still alive. Yeah, this is exactly the build I like. This is an amazing build for Infernal Shrines, especially. Yeah, level 20 is coming through for Collecting Countless Stars. So we have Big Red Button, Bottomless Flask. That'd be really good on if they can set up for the next objective. I don't know what Deathwing's level 20s do, but that's Destroyer's Rampage. The upgrade to the Avalanche and Composite Spear. That's a good talent that you don't see enough, I feel like, or maybe I just don't see it enough. But I do like Composite Spear. It's very good. Over on the other side, Glory to the Alliance, healing effects increase, extra oomph for the Riptires. Ablative Armor, makes it very hard for Diva to die, lots of spell armor, and heal. Dark Lady's Call, you basically become a fisherman. Shorter cooldown the mind control, and Inner Fire. You get movement speed and armor. Okay, I didn't know what that did. But yeah, looks good. Maximum Thrust, just going to chip away at the last remaining. These forts don't matter this late in the game. Like, it's good to just get them out of the way, but collecting Countless Stars understands that, like, yeah, we don't need to worry about that. We're not going to fight them over that. We're going to wait. I would suspect that they're going to wait and try to find themselves a good fight at that top one. But Maximum Thrust doesn't want to give it. They are showing, so collecting Countless Stars will know that this is happening. Or at least that that wave was killed. So, yep, there are some backs coming through. In fact, all of the backs coming through. While D.Va goes to the objective, this could be a really good play. Because D.Va is the way this was timed. D.Va is going to be able to get, 10 of them dead, at least, before collecting Countless Stars can get there, and they'll have to be engaging into Maximum Thrust here as well. So this is going to be a tough situation for them to engage into. I'm not sure. They're going to need to find some way to get vision in here. Here comes a taunt on the Mei. They're trying everything. They blow everything on Mei, and they do get the kill. Deathwing landing. Deathwing going down fast. Bunny hop. But Deathwing is still half health. Hoku running in the back. Leaps on the D.Va. D.Va hops out of the mech. Everyone's going to have to watch out for that mech blast. And D.Va is back in it. And it is so far Maximum Thrust with a kill on the tank. And leaving no real way that I can see for collecting stars to really engage this anymore. And they're on a timer down here on the core. Yep, I think this is going to go over to Maximum Thrust, and collecting stars will have to put up a god tier defense, I think, on this one. Yeah, the Sylvanas, an early pull on that just to make sure Sylvanas doesn't die, but by something. But yeah, they're going to have the siege. They're going to have a late mortar punisher. And they have bottom pressure as well. This could very well be the push that Maximum Thrust needs to close it out. Jump onto the Deathwing. Deathwing soaking a lot of that damage. Deathwing doing a pretty good job, though, of exiting kind of danger zone when he gets to 50% health. Because he understands that he loses that armor and backs out. But soaking it while he does have the armor. Still, oh my gosh, the fire is huge. The fire's there. The conflagration. User doesn't get the final heal. It is unbelievable. Deathwing kills 3 people with just a lot of fire and just a little health. And it looks like Big Red Button with fire is going to very, very effectively prevent any damage. That was unbelievable that they were able to defend that without losing any shield. That was basically exactly what they needed to stay in it. They really, I'm not sure what advantage they can get here. They're going to need to find something. Collecting Countless Stars will have to open up a lane for them to maybe eventually end on, because they still have a long ways to go in terms of structures. They could go up the middle, which it does appear that they're going to go ahead and do. That was the fastest one to get to, and they're going to not burn it down. That's fine. It's enough to be, if you win a fight later, like with enough people alive, it is plenty to just end the game through, just to keep. So, they do have a win condition, or a winning lane. It's not that easy. They would have to win a fight very, very convincingly to be able to push and win that. But yeah, they've got a little bit of trouble. It's gonna brew around here, but for now, I would expect teams to just kind of watch out for each other. This next Punisher is going to come through, and it will be going through bottom lane. So maybe collecting Countless Stars, maybe they could have opened up the bottom lane instead, but it already doesn't have a wall, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal to burn it. Yep, some posturing. Big Red Button coming through again. Yeah, Collecting Countless Stars taking the lead in kills this match as well. They're just trying to find that way back into the trend, just basically trying to find a way to do what they need to do to kill the core. Isn't that how this game works? But no, they've won a few team fights here at the end that I think Maximum Thrust is wary now about. They need. I think they realize that they need to not find themselves out of position, or they could be burned alive very quickly, or frozen alive, or whichever element ends up being the killer. Okay, here we go. 9 seconds on the objective. Collecting Countless Stars has set up first, trying to get those endless pots set up in the bushes. And let's see what happens here. Bingo Chain goes in, gets booped and taunted and rooted and stunned. Oh man, they are just after the Mei. They do have the tools to blow up Mei instantly, and they are executing it. Maximum Thrust is. So Mei down for 1 minute. Odin coming through, gonna try to push them off. Oh, mind control on the Odin. Odin's still doing his best. I think Collecting Countless Stars knows they have to stay in this fight. They have to fight this 4v5. They have the Odin. Odin can put on some hurt, but they are missing a way to really engage into this team anymore. And they do lose the Sonya. Big Red Button's still doing quite a bit of work. In fact, it is technically winning the race currently, but that is definitely going down. And Mind Control, I think this is going to probably finish up the game here. That was a very last effort fight by Collecting Countless Stars, and did a very good job in that fight. Just a little bit unfortunate that it seemed like Mei just never got a chance to play anytime there was a Junkrat boop or something like that. They basically Shattering Throwed and blew every DC on Mei and got that kill basically every time. So towards the end, so very well played by Maximum Thrust, but very exciting game. You can go look at some stats. Yeah, Tychus did a lot of it. I mean, you look at the team fighting going on from Collecting Countless Stars was, I mean, they were doing the most damage. And in the end of the game, Maximum Thrust finished with the most kills. But before that final fight, it was actually Collecting Countless Stars. So, yeah, maybe a little bit of I don't know. It's just very even in terms of team fights. They just couldn't quite knock down those forts the same way that Maximum Thrust could. So I will hop over here and see if I guess I'll try my hand at doing an interview. Oh, I didn't do the game summary. Oh well. So we will do actually I'll trust one that. And I will message, or I'll just go to a lobby, I suppose. User real interview. Okay. See if we get our boy User in here. Oh, did you? Oh, there. Oh, there you are, User.
Oh yeah, how's it going, sir?
I am doing well. That was extremely exciting for me. Watching y'all's exciting game, and also it was the first time I've casted anything. So, um, thanks for that experience.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I was excited to see you in the lobby. It's like, oh man, are we playing against Conflicted? It's like, oh no, never mind. He is gonna stream our game and cast our game. How
Yeah.
cool.
Oh
So
man, I had a blast. I hope everything went right in the stream and everything, but I guess we'll see after. Either way, uh, it seemed to go pretty well for your team in the two games. How do you feel overall about it?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. It's good to have kind of the maximum thrust back together and it's kind of its true form, which is
Oh yeah.
wonderful to kind of have the five of us back together on a team. So that was really cool. We definitely tried out some new heroes that we haven't always used previously. So that was a lot of fun, just to kind of like, especially the Junkrat was kind of like a pick ban because we knew the other team, they do a lot of Junkrat as well. So letting Vacuity flex those
Ah,
muscles was fun. Um,
yeah.
but
I was interested in that because you did snap pick the Junkrat both games, um, and it looked practiced as well. Was it practiced, or did Vacuity just, um, just take his gloves off?
no, we've played it a couple times in Storm League recently, just to try to get kind of a feel, and we did a scrim the other night as well, where we played some Junkrat. So yeah, there's definitely been some practice to it. And I think it was kind of some more practice there, obviously, and not allowing them to have one of their strong picks as well.
Right. Um, so let's go. You probably have to help me out with the with map one because as we know, my memory is not very good. But I remember in map one, it was very even uh, about halfway through the game, and then something happened where you guys started burning health pools and controlling bottom more often. What was there like a breaking point that you noticed in that Towers of Doom game?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I think, there part of it was I think the auto attack Vala, had the gambit talent, never died.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I think by the time we were stacking, right, because the Deathwing can land and just eat so many, auto attacks, which is fine because his health bar is massive. But then I think so by the time we were stacking, and then I think later on in the game, I think we were chunking people with kind of some W star combos, and then some more Junkrat, and I think we had a couple really good Junkrat mines.
Yeah.
I think specifically on Sonya that first game, kind of around that middle. Uh, Shrine capture point where we were able to get like Sonya where she didn't want to be with a a Rhaegar totem and a and some other etc slid and whatever else. And I was like, okay, cool, we don't have to worry about that threat anymore. But man, both games, a huge credit to the Deathwing player because both games we just like, oh no, we're in a choke and this Deathwing murked us for
Oh
all
yeah.
that it kind of that 16 fire damage when that fire just kind of burns and burns and burns.
Yep.
That's nasty.
Yep. The Deathwing, the Deathwing came through with tons of effective damage in those team fights for sure. Um, it kind of went both ways though because you guys were pretty effective at punishing the Deathwing at other times. Like you said, like sometimes the Deathwing would land and like take so many autos that it's like, oh shit, I just have to like get out now.
Oh
But
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's scary to watch him come in, but then it can be sometimes fun to see how fast you can make him run away too.
yeah, it gets faster and faster as the. I commented during the cast that in the second game, the Deathwing player, I think it was S Cipher,
Hmm.
um, was pretty good at like soaking damage when he was above 50% health, and then backing off as soon as he hit that point because of the armor uh thing. But either way, y'all seem to punish it pretty well, and yeah, like you said, booping the Sonya in game one seemed to be the way you got the advantage a lot of the times in the fights in game one. And then game two, I'll move on to game two. Game two was, um, it was almost the same thing, but it was with May. You guys were deleting May. Was that something that you knew you were going to do from the draft, or what?
Yeah, I think once we had the Sylvanas, and then I think there's a talent at either 13 or 16 where the start reducing armor, and then also I think Varian got that shatter, right, the armor shatter talent as well.
Yeah,
And
very
so
rude talent.
yeah, exactly. And so when May would bubble, all of a sudden she went from, unkillable ish we were reducing armor, shattering her armor, and everything else, plus a taunt, plus a light bomb, and
Yeah,
what
yeah.
and whatever else. And I was like, oh man, okay, yeah, we can. So we knew we could go front to back at that point. We just needed to get to mid game. We need to get to levels 13, 16 to have those options so that we could kind of punish her there. And then once we got the May out of the way, that takes away a lot of the CC and just kind of general confusion. So we were able to kind of move on to the kind of rest of the team. And then honestly, I think we really like Diva on those shrines, right? Just to the ability for her to
Yep.
clear was so nice that I don't think. I think if you look at the shrine minion kill counter, I think it's 95% Diva kills, and then we were just there just trying to we could be four manning the rest of the team.
Yeah, yeah. No, that looked very clean, and I liked your play where you showed for it was late in game two, so you showed your people moving through bottom lane, clearing a wave, and then you're like, okay, well then they're backing, and as soon as you confirmed that they had backed, you had Diva, and like it was perfect timing too, because the shrine was popping in 5 seconds, and Diva was up way on the other side of the map and was able to start the objective, knowing that well, at least most of their team had backed. Um,
Yep,
do y'all pull
for
that
sure.
off so cleanly every single time, or what's the deal?
I think
It's pretty
I
good.
think we're learning. Thank you. I think we're learning our lessons from past seasons and what we try to pull. If we five man in Storm League or whatever else, um, where it's like, okay, well, who do we have the personnel that has the escapes? Do we have I think having an Anduin kind of trailing in the back so that if we did get caught in a Deckard sleep or a May snowstorm or whatever the hell it's called, we could get that person out and kind of keep moving. But I think in the past we might have been, hey, let's just run a core and see what happens, and then wipe on core and
Yeah,
have it blow up in our face. So I think I think there's some wiseness coming to what like our at least my like I think fifth or sixth NGS season, and I think even more for everybody else on the team. So
you should change the name to Maximum Thrust,
the Wizen,
the
yeah,
Wizened Duelists.
we're just at an XP bar and just so you kind of fill in some XP.
Oh man, no, but yeah, great games. That was truly a joy to watch, and I'm super thankful that I was able to do this as like cast you guys as my first cast, because I was definitely nervous, and I feel like it went okay. And yeah, you'll have to watch it and tell me what you think. But
Absolutely, yeah. I'll watch the VOD and I'll send you my notes.
yeah, yeah, thanks. And yeah, congratulations on the first win there.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, thanks for casting. Yeah, we are always thrilled when we have any caster, let alone somebody that we know. So that's perfect.
Yeah, I hope to be like the Guardian Angel caster for maybe at least for Division D, and try to pick up last second casts that don't get. That's my idea anyway. Like, oh, this cast is like about to happen in an hour. Maybe I'll pick it up.
Sure. Yeah,
We'll
we
see.
we we would love it. Absolutely.
All right, user. Well, good talking to you, and congratulations.
All right. Thanks, Flick. Appreciate it. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. All right. And with further ado, I will stop the stream. Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.